I would like just to kind of provide some context about this. Growing up, I've always had a fascination with apes and monkeys. And I don't just mean like a cartoon or, well, I mean, cartoons are fine, but not just a picture, not just a monkey. I mean, I like monkeys. When I would go to the zoo, I always went to go look at the monkeys. There was a zoo in Illinois that had like the gorilla monkey exhibit thing that was like world famous, and I would love and go and try to watch the monkeys and copy the monkeys and get their attention. When I was a kid, I used to watch a cartoon called Grape Ape.
So be sure he's your friend. Better be sure. Grape Ape.
Loved Grape Ape. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then I remember like 1976, I started getting some action figures. Well, they were more posable dolls, and they were Planet of the Apes, dude. I love Planet of the Apes. I watched the movies. I love the movies. The Warrior Queen is always like, oh, here you go again with Planet of the Apes. I root for the apes. I want to see the apes win. Like, I'm not like, oh no, I was happy that the apes won because it's a better place, I think, when the apes win. So I even like in Dragon Ball Z where we saw, the Saiyan when he turned into a monkey and he had the tail. Like, I really like, there's something that has been drawing me towards this, and I just want to use this as a kind of a springboard into this discussion of Lord Hanuman. So let's get into it now and talk about where did he come from. Let's get into his origin story. Well, this is Lord Hanuman's origin story. We actually know a lot about him because of all the different portrayals that we've seen in film. Hanuman is a die-hard devotee of Lord Rama and one of the central characters in various versions of the epic Ramayana, which is found in the Indian subcontinent and in Southeast Asia. He is also mentioned in other texts like the Mahabharata, and he is mentioned in some Jain, Buddhist, and Sikh texts. Several later texts also present him as the incarnation of Shiva. Hanuman is the son of Anjana and Kesari, but also the son of the wind god Vayu, who according to several stories, played a significant role in his birth. His theological origins in Hinduism are kind of unclear. Alternate theories have him having ancient roots, being a non-Aryan deity who was Sanskritanized by the Vedic Aryans, or that he is a fusion deity who emerged in literary work from folk Yankshaw protection deity and theological symbolism. Now you may be saying, Professor, what does that mean? What are you talking about? What I'm saying is there's a theory, and I'm going to give a counter theory to it, but there is a theory that he did not come from Hinduism, that he was imported into Hinduism from various other tribes, and he was very much like Superman. And let me explain why I say he was very much like Superman. You see, the area of India was that this theory says that he came from was being overrun by Islamic invaders. And when they got overrun, they began to talk and pray and cry about how they needed a protector. And folklore began about Hanuman, that this deity would rise up and defend them from the Islamic invaders. Very, very similar to the idea of Superman. Superman was a creation from a young boy who survived the Holocaust, who was looking for someone to save the Jews from the evils of the world, i.e. Superman. Hanuman is that version, the original version, according to this theory, that he was created as a story to counteract the invasion Mongols. I don't think that's true, and we can get into, there's a book called The Tales of the Divine Monkey. It is written by a professor in Iowa State University, and I'm trying to get him on the radio show so we can maybe have an interview about Hanuman. And he is the leading Hinduologist in America, and he says that is not true, that he is actually a Hindu creation, that he is actually out of the Hindu philosophy, and he has a lot of books, a lot of articles, a lot of things for you to check out to see why he believes this. I think one of the things that is very appealing about Hanuman is if you look at him from the angle of a symbol. He is a very important symbol, I think, to the people of India. He's a very important symbol, I think, to the young people of India, to an India that is growing, that is changing, that is becoming more modernized. He is, in essence, a picture, a patron saint, if you will, of nationalism. He is resistant to persecution. In the modern era, his, icon his temples are becoming more and more common, and he gives this idea of a combination of strength, heroic initiative, and assertive excellence. He is loving. He is emotionally devoted to his personal god Rama, and I think he becomes this patron god of martial arts, of inner excellence, of self-control, of wrestling, acrobatics, meditation, scholarship, faith, and service to a cause. And it's all hidden behind this first impression that I think people overlook of looking like a monkey. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the nomenclature of his name as we kind of explore the origin story of Hanuman. The meaning of the original word Hanuman is unclear. In the Hindu pantheon deities, it's typically synonymous with names of noble character, attributes, and remembering of the deity's mythical deeds. One interpretation of his name has to do with his jaw, one having a jaw. And this is a prominent version of where baby Hanuman, when he's a baby, mistakes the sun for fruit, and as he heroically goes to grab the sun to eat it, he is wounded and his jaw is disfigured, thus making him look like a monkey. That's number one. Number two, and this one is less common, is an interpretation that his name is derived from a Sanskrit word called Han, H-A-N, which means killed or destroyed, and mana, pride, which implies one whose pride was destroyed. And they say that this resonates from the story of the Ramayana about his emotional devotion to Rama and Sita, and combines two of his most cherished traits in Hindu worship: a heroic, strong, assertive, excellent, and loving, emotional, devoted person towards his faith. The third one is found in the Jain text, and it says that he spent his childhood on an island called Hanurura, and that's where his name came from, that he is a descendant of this title. I kind of think, I'm kind of in the camp of the first one. I tend to think that it has to do with the jaw, the kind of the predominant figure, that his jaw was disfigured somehow. How that happened, I'm not sure. Maybe he did reach for a fruit when he was little to the sun. That sounds like baby Hanuman, doesn't it? And here you have the disfigured jaw.